Welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you the herbs that I currently have in my little herb collection, and I'll be giving you a little description of their uses in witchcraft or natural healing. I'll also be giving you a few herbs that I consider to be essential in your own collection. Links to my other witchcraft videos will be in the description box down below. What is in your herb collection, and do you have any recommendations for a herb that I need to add to my collection that has helped you? Let me know in the comments section. So we're going to start this off with bay leaves. This is the one I would definitely say is very useful to always have hanging around close by. It has many different uses which range from protection, purification, healing, wisdom, and can even be used during exorcism rituals. It's also worth mentioning that if you write your wishes on a bay leaf and then burn it, it will make your wish come true. Bay leaves are truly of many talents, as it's said that they are also useful for divination and psychic powers. The second is dill seeds. These can be used for lust, protection, and money, though protection is said to be their main magical use. What I've done is put a sachet of dill seeds over my door in my bedroom for protection, and often carry some around with me for the same use. Apparently, the scent of dill can also cure hiccups. Number 3 is rose hips. I had never actually heard of this until I began researching into herbs/seeds for their natural and magical uses. Rose hips are actually the seeds from a rose bush, and you'll find them when the rose bush has dropped its petals. They can be used to create a peaceful and calming atmosphere when it's added to potpourri, or it can be used to attract lust. Another use for them is that they can be added to bath sachets to cleanse and wash away any stress, and can also be used as an aid in healing spells. Herb number 4 that I'm going to be talking about, and I have no idea if I'm actually pronouncing this correctly, but boneset, is that the correct way to pronounce it? Boneset. And this is actually another one that I hadn't heard of until recently. I'm sure if I ever had heard of it, I would be able to pronounce it properly. But it is used in magic to drive away evil. It can be used for exorcism purposes and also protection. And it is also a North American Indian remedy for digestion, colds, and flu. We are going to move on to the next one now, and the next one is catnip. Now, this is obviously very common because we tend to give it to our cats and it makes them go a little bit crazy. They absolutely love catnip. But another use of catnip is that it can encourage a psychic bond between you and your cat. It is also used for happiness, beauty, love, and friendship. Catnip was actually quite important for me to have in my collection because I love to really connect as much as I can with my cats. I love all animals, but I feel like I connect on a much deeper level with cats compared to dogs or any other animal. So I love being as close to cats as I possibly can, and this is a fantastic way to do so. We are going to move on now to basil. This is used for love, protection, peace, money, exorcism, and wealth. Basil is actually a one I would say to always have hanging around, simply because of its multiple uses. It's very useful to always have some nearby. I'm going to be talking about chamomile next, and of course many of us have heard of chamomile, but I had no idea that its main use is actually for sleep in terms of like natural uses and magical uses. If you place it under your pillow at night, it can encourage a very good night's sleep. However, chamomile can also be used for purification, money, and love. Again, you may want some always near you, close by, or in your little collection of herbs and seeds and whatnot, because I do find it quite useful, especially if you struggle to sleep. Moving on to horsetail, and this is something I don't actually know too much about, and I don't have a lot of information on. All I really know about horsetail is that it is for fertility, cleansing, and healing purposes. I don't know why I was drawn to this particular herb, but I have it in my collection and it's a one that I very rarely use. I mainly use it for healing, but I have used it for cleansing before. I don't tend to use it for fertility purposes because at the moment neither me or my partner are ready to have children or anything like that. So it's definitely a one that is interesting, and I'd never heard of it before. The second from last herb that I need to talk about with you guys today is milk thistle, and again this is a one that I hadn't heard of. I'd heard of blessed thistle but not milk thistle, so I thought that I'd best look into this a little bit more. I found that this can especially be useful for depression and healing. Now, I suffer from mental health and do have depression, so I was immediately drawn to this one. It's obviously, if you feel like you need more help than just, milk thistle and stuff, then please don't think that this is a full-on treatment for depression or anxiety or anything like that. This is just what it is, kind of helpful, and it could help reduce the symptoms. But of course, if you need more help, then please go to your doctor and undergo therapy or do what you need to do. But it is found that it is especially useful for depression and healing. It provides the user with inner strength and also vitality, and can also be used in order to protect. So a very interesting one and very useful, I think, especially if you need to relieve the symptoms of depression. But like I said, if you need to do any more to help with your depression, then please go and seek professional help. The final herb that I'm going to be talking about today is parsley. And of course, a lot of us have heard of parsley. It's a very common kitchen herb. It is used for happiness, lust, purification, and fertility in the magical world. It prevents misfortune and can also be burned as an incense to help purify and uplift the air. Herbs are by far the oldest magical tools and can be very useful for your everyday life. If you are able to, I would encourage you to grow your own herbs and have a little magical garden, as many like to call it. Unfortunately, right now I'm not in a position to be able to do that. However, I would love to one day, and I think that it's a great way to further connect with plants and nature. You can do many things with herbs, like use as an incense, put in bath sachets, infuse them, and even drink some of them. But please, if you're going to drink a herb, for example, like make a nice herbal tea out of it, then please make sure that a herb is actually safe to drink prior to drinking it. I appreciate that if you are new to herbs and their magical uses, it can be very overwhelming, as there are so many herbs out there that have many different uses. If you were just starting out, then I would recommend purchasing a herb or two after doing some research of their magical uses, and do some simple spells with them. Take it slow and try to enjoy it. Oh, and one more thing. If you are not purchasing herbs from your local store and you plan on taking some from your garden or another space, please only take what you need, and you should always leave an adequate amount left. Never pull a plant up directly from its roots and take it all home. Many spells or herb workings only need a very small amount of it, so you don't want to be wasting any by having to throw them away. At the end of the day, we do want to be respectful whilst using what nature gives us. So thank you so much. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave this video a thumbs up, and if you're new here, click on that subscribe button. And I hope to see you in my next video.